right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock, that music must mean Jim Beckett is in the room, and he's here to answer your questions about golf, golfing, golf personalities, golf courses, golf equipment, everything with golf in the beginning, even the Gulf of Mexico. Right. Jim is, of course, a PGA professional, and he's the founder of the Golf College, and he'll tell you where that is and how you can benefit from that. Right now, let's talk golf. That's the name of the show, and the phone number to call Jim is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA. How you doing, Jim? Good morning.
Good morning.
Getting harder to get here? Is that what you said?
It's taking longer and longer, and I don't know why, and I'm driving faster and faster.
Is this just more traffic out there?
This is summertime.
Yeah.
So I don't guess we have a slow summer anymore. We got a medium summer.
Well, I think a lot of people have gone from being snowbirds to being full-time residents. I think
happening
that's what
more
it is.
and more.
Yeah, well.
Especially down in the villages.
Is that right? Villages is
no
booming.
longer the villages. The villages are a metropolis.
It really is. I wonder, it must have surpassed in size population-wise than some of the nearby cities. I don't even...
Oh, way bigger.
Do you know what the population is?
I know that it's around 130 in the winter. 130,000.
Wow. So that's
a lot of people.
I think that's bigger than Ocala.
Well, that's compressed. I mean, if you ever go down there, the houses, I mean, it's house pollution.
House pollution.
House pollution.
But it's clean pollution. I mean, they look like they're well manicured.
Done really well. It's almost all of the major developers of the world have come to see how they did what they did. No one's done it exactly the same. And quite frankly, most places have done it, with the personality of the region they're in. In the villages, it was targeted to be the destination for the baby boomers to come and live and have fun.
So this isn't really a question about golf, but and it's kind of hard to answer this question, but it's just an observation and maybe just an off-the-cuff thought. Do you think that golf contributed to that population? Do you think people moved there partially because of golf?
I think golf is the number one thing that's in their recreation envelope. But the squares, the entertainment, the clubs.
So just the whole lifestyle.
The recreational complex was meant so you didn't sit home and watch television. You got out and you were active. So they've provided the widest envelope of activities, I believe, any place I've ever seen. And golf happens to be their strength. When they finish, it'll be 54 golf courses. And, I mean, it just appears to be one of those sports that age doesn't really matter, nor does even physical handicap. No, and the other thing they did so good is they have over 30 courses that are called the executive courses, which are 9-hole courses, which can be played as 18s in certain instances. So they've offered a wider menu, and it's something I've believed in for a long time. Golf has always been traditionally 18 holes. When I went to Vermont at my golf school, many of the people wanted to play 9 and 9 only. So that was a normal thing up there, which I'd never really paid much attention to. Right. So I believe any recreational area, retirement area, or in the villages, they've addressed it. People are going to find that adding 27 holes to an 18-hole complex and making that 9 its own identity will create a whole piece of business that hasn't been targeted in the past. Yep. Now, I want to tell you something about a video I watched. A video that I thought of you because these golfers seem to be having fun playing golf. And here's what I saw. There was a fox, like a puppy, like it wasn't a full-grown fox. And apparently it was attracted to a golf ball, that had gotten close to the rough. It was on the, what do you call it, the tee? The green area around the hole. What's that called? Well, that would be the fringe of the rough. The fringe of the rough. Well, that's where the ball was. Yeah. And the fox looked like a puppy, had long legs, and it was kind of gawky, and was playing with it, like bouncing around, looking at it. And these guys were videotaping it, of course. That's how I saw it. But you could hear the guys just kind of loving this. And I thought, wow, they're not even bothered by the fact that this is interrupting their game. They seem to be really enjoying their day out. And so I thought, because that's kind of your philosophy. It's what we're going to promote much more aggressively in the near future. Yeah, just have fun. We're going to have more programs other than just come and pay your greens fee and play golf. there's an awful lot of people, I believe, that would like to participate in the game, but they feel like they've got to get out on the highway, like driving a car. Instead of driving a car in the, in the rural area, you got to drive on the interstate. Well, golf's been promoted that way. You got to get that tee time. You got to play within 4 hours.
Well, yeah.
We're going to promote activities,
a kind
and
of gentler golf, right?
To address the would-be golfer who doesn't want that hustle bustle.
Well, or the non-golfer who wants to golf. It's that's where I'm in. I'm in that category. I'm not really a golfer.
Is beginning I was at a meeting just before I came here. We're going to promote very aggressively a number of programs that are not addressed currently in Florida.
Well,
we're going to be the leader.
And another thing I watched was exactly the opposite. It was an episode of the TV show called Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is, I know it's an old show, but I started watching it recently. And they're in the restaurant waiting for their tea time or whatever, and they are very competitive, very, very much at each other's throat about who's going to win and all that. And I thought, boy, that's exactly the opposite of what you promote.
Well, that already exists. It's already got programs. So, I mean, that's in place. And for those people, that's what they should be doing. But there's a lot more personality types, and people have different interests. So it'd be like a restaurant that only serves 3 entrees.
That's true.
So we're going to have a wider menu for the people who would like to be involved in golf and not get run over by the people that want to play.
Let's look at a swimming pool where Olympic swimmers are training, and then you throw into the mix people who just want to go swimming for the pleasure of it.
Correct.
They would get in the way of each other.
Absolutely.
Would that same thing happen at a golf course? If
not the way we're going to do it.
Not the way you're going to do it.
We're going to keep the would-be golfer in Florida wants to play the morning.
Right.
If the morning was 150 degrees and the afternoon was a nice 70, they'd still want to play in the morning. Now, they say it's because of weather, but I don't think so. I think it's because they want to play in the morning and get it over with. I love that term, get it over with.
I hate that term.
Hello.
Why do you like it? Are you being facetious?
Yeah. Why would we want to get it? Why are we going to do it if we want to get it over with?
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah.
Anyway, that's been the tradition, and a lot of people don't mean to be, but they're followers. There's leaders.
That's a good observation.
And followers.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
Well, the followers don't believe they're following. They're staying in the right-hand lane, doing the speed limit, what have you, and that's okay. Everybody has a place, and wherever they're comfortable, that's what we want to address. But we want to address more options, and we will.
But still, even for the person like me who doesn't golf, who wants to do it maybe to spend time with my son, maybe just to go get some walking, easily accomplished exercise, okay? That's what I think, But it is truly exercise. Even for me and us guys like me, I think learning a few things, it makes it more fun, I think,
We started a program just as a test case that doesn't start until 4:30 when it's daylight saving time.
Oh, okay.
And everybody says, why are you doing that? I said, well, we're just testing the waters, and now it fills up every Wednesday.
Oh, really?
When we started it, we were weirdos. So we wanted to start something Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of every week for those people who don't want to drive in the fast lane. And we're going to have professionals, we'll have a staff, and we're going to have someone be available.
Are they happier? I mean, can you observe them? Like when they get to the restaurant at the end of the 19th hole, are they laughing more? Is it more about the fun and the time together?
It's more about the experience.
Yeah.
All of us would have less heart trouble and less stress if we did more things that were interesting, fun, and self-gratifying. Think of what people do. They rush to their job. But they got time constraints. They rush and force. A guy the other day said, I'd like to play 9 holes, but I've got to go play racquetball. I said, really, where is this place where you have to go? He said, you're right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, if he felt like he had to go.
Right. Well,
so
maybe he made an appointment with somebody.
I've been out of step with the world from day one, so...
Do you know what I like sometimes? And I'm not saying I like my car needing repairs. So For the spirits out there, I'm not wishing for my car to break down. But when my car needs repairs, and I have no choice but to sit in that waiting room and read a magazine or watch the TV and drink the coffee or whatever, it's almost like, wow, I wish I could do this all the time. I wish I had a reason to do nothing all the time.
Absolutely.
It's one of those weird things. Yeah.
So we're gonna develop. We are developing. It's in process. That's where I was just before I came here. We're going to offer a wider, more interesting menu. It'll begin in the fall. The golf college is going to now revive the original main campus. And we'll keep the satellite campus, so we'll have 2 places to go.
So you're going to be back at Spruce Creek South?
I can't say that now.
Oh, you're not supposed to say that.
No,
okay.
I'm only kidding.
Well, you said the original place. Isn't that the original place?
Well, I guess. Well, actually, the original place was Stowe, Vermont.
Oh,
Stowe,
Vermont.
Vermont's where the golf college was conceived, and I was there for 14 years.
Okay. You said Vermont, right?
Vermont.
Okay. That's a little far.
Obviously, we did it in the summer.
Yeah.
Which was nice. We were jam-packed through the summer, and I was forced to be a playboy in the winter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Robin, I think I want to go to Vermont. They force you to be playboys in the winter.
Oh, nice.
You could stay and be a snow playboy, or you could afford to be a sun playboy.
Did you go skiing? Not to change the subject.
I went skiing once, and my friend was helping me, and I'd learned to keep from going too fast and wrecking if you would do the little shush, turning the speed sideways.
Right.
Well, I learned that's how to slow down, because I was petrified. I was going to break my neck.
Yeah.
So I came down the hill, and this instructor running the show came up to me screaming at me. He said, "What are you doing on that hill? Get over there on the intermediate hill. You're no beginner." And I said, "I've never had a ski on until 30 minutes ago." He said, "Oh, don't give me that crap. I saw you come down the hill."
Oh.
So out of my being petrified.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
It was a lot of people on the hill. He wanted to segment people where they belonged. I said, "I'm not going on the intermediate hill. Pull these skis off. I'm done. I've done that."
Yeah, he just gave you a reason to say forget.
It wasn't fun. It would have been fun had
Right.
I been able to take the time.
Well, that's exactly your point.
I had high blood pressure coming down that hill because I didn't want to break my neck.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It looks like it's 90 degrees when it's not.
Wow.
So that's what happens to inexperienced golfers on the golf course. They're in the way. They don't feel comfortable. That's what we're going to solve.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it. Yeah. I can relate to that 100%.
Absolutely.
Because
you don't know where to stand, where to go, what to do, what's the protocol. You're a duck out of water. Well, we're going to solve that. We are solving it. It's in the process, but we're going to run more aggressive programs for that and market them.
But again, you do have your people who do want to be very competitive, and there's a place for them too.
There's a definite place for that, and that's the nucleus, because that's already existing.
So you need to create the equivalent of the intermediate hill.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So how do you do that when there's only one hill?
Well,
it's a time slot.
Remember basically the blood and guts golfers want to play in the morning.
Okay.
The afternoon they say it's too hot. I don't know who lives in Florida thinks the morning's not hot. It's hot to me at 10. It's hot to me too. So what's the difference?
It's cooler in the morning.
Stay in the shade and get some liquid.
Yeah.
If you think you can't get out in the summer in Florida, you're living in the wrong place.
But isn't it very healthy to get out there and sweat a little bit? I mean, isn't that part of what doctors tell you to do?
I prefer the afternoon. I don't care if it's 110. That's me. I don't want to be in that road race in the morning. But if you want to be in a road race, we want you to be there. In other words, there's nothing for everybody.
So that would be the experienced hill in the morning.
Absolutely.
And the beginner's hill would be at 4:30.
Would be beginner, intermediate,
okay,
and experienced. But no one has addressed those people specifically that I'm aware of, and they need to be addressed. That's the future of turnover.
So we need to get the word out. Is this something that's starting in the fall?
Yes, sir.
And
it's all in the planning stage. We've tested the waters for the last couple of years.
And this is at which golf?
It's at the links of Spruce Creek South.
Okay.
We've tested the waters just to see how it would be. Like I say, we took that one day, and the first time we had it, 7 people showed up. Now,
well, how did you get the word out? I mean, did you Put up a bulletin board, something?
Well, we have an extensive email program. We have over 5,000 people on it,
Okay.
and it's all voluntary. On the email, our programs and specials are only if you bring a copy of the email. So we don't do it in the advertising.
So you know.
In the advertising, we advertise more toward the intermediate and the experts. So we have two different ways of doing it, and then we have a website. So we're going to have each one of those have their own separate promotions, and if you don't get it from that, you don't get the special price. So encouraging people
You
to
need
read
one
that.
of those, like a feel-good commercial or something, where you see the guy who says, "No, I don't want to play. I'm terrible at this. Don't worry about it." And then at the end, you see him laughing in the restaurant. It was
Well,
fun.
the other program we're going to institute is I've already got 3 of the 4 hired on station. We will have golf pros who are going to go with you and give you basically what's called a free golf introduction, hitting, and playing lesson at no charge.
What do you
Now,
think?
if you
What do you
like
think?
it,
What do you think
You're
most
going to
people?
participate. If you don't like it, we're still friends. See you later.
Eh,
But nobody does that I'm aware of.
I wonder why. But what do you think is the biggest fear? I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think it's the way you put your hand on the grip. I think most people say, because they have this belief for something, that you have to have a contortionist's kind of a hand grip.
They basically teach 3 grips. All 3 are uncomfortable and don't work for new golfers.
But that's the one thing they're afraid of. I don't want to have somebody show me that grip because I hate that grip.
Okay.
Right?
I'll give you an example of what natural asset golf is or can do. When I have the clinics, I have a doorknob from Ace Hardware, I have a screwdriver, and I have a hammer. And I give it to I give each person in the clinic one of those things. I said, I want you to hold this the way you would if you're going to operate it. Every single person I've ever done that with has been to hammer school, doorknob school, and screwdriver. Hold the golf club securely, and when you hold it so it will work, 5 things happen instinctively: strength, security, comfort, flexibility, and the ability to control movement within your own framework of what you're trying to achieve. Everybody's been to hammer school. Hello?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
hold it so they can operate it.
Yeah.
Well, a golf club is a golf tool. I don't call them golf clubs. And each one's designed with a length, a weight, and a loft to help produce a shot that you may need on the golf course. So they're tools.
Yeah.
So hold it where you'd hold a tool. Now, I get crucified by the fundamental teachers.
Right.
Why don't you
right.
show them the right grip? And I said, well, tell me who came up with the right grip. The Varden grip is when you overlap the little finger over the first finger of the other hand.
Right.
Try to hold anything tightly and take them 2 fingers out of play. You've lost 3/4 of your strength because you're not using
But they
80 of your fingers.
swear by it.
Of course they do.
Why?
They're followers. If a Martian came down here,
Right.
saw golf, wanted to play golf, observed them on the practice range, observed them playing, I would give the Martian a golf club and say, go try it. And I would observe what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
If it worked, I'd say hallelujah. If it didn't work, then I would help them. So, see, teachers go bananas when I say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not stupid. We all have a pretty good computer on our shoulders. And that computer is totally interfaced with your machine. You're in your house. You're trying to get up to a high point on the wall or
Right.
hang a shelf or do something. Your brain tells your workers, your body, what you can and can't do, and you don't try to do something you can't do because you know you can't. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
figure out a way to achieve that task, or you approach it from a different perspective. What's golf? The ball is here. You want it to go over there. Here's the tools I got to work with. It's pretty simple.
Do you know what you just reminded me of? When I was I say kid, like in my early 20s, and I know you're going to think this is weird, but I had never played tennis. And I was playing music in colleges and lounges and things like that.
I heard
Anyway.
about you.
All right, did you? So I went to the back of this hotel, and they had a tennis court. And there were balls, and there were some rackets, and I was with somebody, so I said, hey, do you know how to play this game? No. Well, let's just do it. I mean, how hard could it be?
Right.
And so we started playing it, just kind of hitting it back and forth, and it was fun, Of course, we didn't probably play by the rules. We didn't know it, but we kind of made up our rules. If you get out of the line, you get a point or whatever.
Right.
All right. So if I were, let's say you inherited somebody's golf course. Great granddad passed away and he had a golf course. So you go, there's nobody there, nobody to be afraid of being slow, right?
Right.
You get this golf club you've never played before in your life. You would probably have fun. Just say, well, let's just do it. It's fun. There it is. Let's go have some fun. That's what you're basically saying you're offering at 4:30.
Right. We're gonna allow the person to have an entry level that doesn't have restrictive requirements, but at the same time, we're going to accelerate their learning level by pointing out the little nuances that will make them better faster.
Yeah.
Now, when they get to that point, go enjoy it and have fun, or if you'd like to get to the next level, we offer that program too. So we're going to help you at the level you want help, not force you to follow all these fake guidelines that are totally incorrect and unnecessary unless the user thinks so. The instructor tells you, this is the way to hold it, this is the way to stand, this is the way to swing.
But at the same time, while that's your philosophy, you also have people coming to you who are really very competitive, and they want you to teach them to be better.
And that we'll have that program also.
Yeah.
We'll have a wider menu on the smorgasbord table.
I think you must be unusual.
I'm weird according to other people.
Yeah, well, unusual is a better word. It's a kinder word. But I mean, I'm guessing that in any sport where there's a coach who is coaching, Olympic level athletes, whether it's baseball or whatever, I'm guessing that you very rarely find somebody who's also willing to go to the family picnic and show the kids how to have fun.
Yep. Well, some of the great football coaches didn't coach the same way. Once they got their players, they adjusted their format, their technique, the philosophy of how they're going to play to fit the talents of the people they had. The coaches that fail have a system. If you don't fit in the system, you're in trouble and it don't work.
That's right.
So either way is a little on the extremes, with one exception. You're stuck with the talents you have. Well, that's just like you. See, you're a talented golfer, and you just don't know it.
No, I don't know about that.
See what I mean? See, that's the response I always get.
Yeah.
So my interview with every student is a minimum of an hour and a half to 2.5 hours before we hit a ball. I'm changing me to be able to communicate with them with words and to only talk about the things they can do to get them started so they get a taste of success without baggage.
Do you know what you never got from me? You never got the feedback of what I first thought when we were sitting in that classroom and you came in. You got the feedback of the end result, but you didn't get the feedback of, here comes this new teacher. Are you ready for this? You want to hear what it was like?
Okay.
I was sitting there with Robin, with Joe, with Dan. I can't remember who else was in the room.
In the simulator.
No, it wasn't the simulator. It was like a classroom. You had us in a classroom, okay? And at the front of the classroom, there was this chart, and I later found out that chart was just for fun.
Yeah.
Because it had like a million different things that it looked like we had to memorize.
Oh, no, that's the chart you don't want to do.
right.
That was a do not do sign.
But I didn't know. I didn't know that. So anyway, I'm thinking, oh, boy, how am I ever going to remember all this stuff? My first thought was, oh, my gosh, I don't know that I'm going to be able to remember all this stuff. And you made it so... After you revealed your sense of humor to us, which was probably 5 minutes in, we understood, at least I understood, I'm guessing this is true for everybody, this is going to be fun. All of a sudden, we realized this is going to be fun. That chart that made me worried was nothing.
That's what the chart was. Yeah. That is the basic chart of the fundamental lesson program. And everybody uses basically the same one. Hold it this way, stand this way, swing this way.
And you don't like it at all?
We're not robots.
Yeah.
We're people.
Yeah.
We have talent.
Yeah.
I love to teach someone with physical handicap or mental handicap.
I never in a million years would have thought we were doing a radio show together one day. I never would have thought that in a million years.
We're going to expand this greatly shortly.
Are we?
The things are coming down the pike. It's all in place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to involve the audience, the golfing audience, if they want. some things they've never been offered.
All right.
And it's going to be optional. I
right.
hate forced issues, as you already know.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. And we're going to have the radio. Joe don't know this yet, but the radio station is going to be terribly involved in some of our programs.
We're going to have some fun, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to have that golf towel with a little logo on it or something?
If we want.
Don't you love those golf towels?
I do. My friend in Myrtle Beach sells about 200,000 a year.
Oh my goodness, that's a business all in itself.
Well, they give them away. See, that's advertising.
Oh, I
when
got
they
you.
have the
All right.
outings and whatever.
Wow. You want to hear that great music? Because it looks like we're out of time.
You gotta be kidding.
No, look at the clock.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I know. It's you know what it is? It's just fun.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine if I gave you radio classes, you would have been the same way.
Yep.
You would have been sitting there. Oh no, what's this goofy guy going to tell me now? You know.
Of course. We've done that to
Yeah.
our society.
Yeah, I think you're right. What is your phone number? How do we get a hold of you if we want lessons? And how do we learn about this 4:30 thing? Is it online somewhere?
It will be in the next 2 weeks or so. I'll be able to announce that to you. So we'll have that in place. It'll be the website, the email, and the
All right. And
program and all that stuff. I'll be able to give that all to you. We're just wanting to make sure it's all operational and efficient.
the golf college is going to be back in
Golf
the
College main campus will be back. The satellite campus will stay at the golf store, where it's working beautifully. People love it. So we'll have more than one place to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
So my cell number currently is 352-470-3876. And if you got questions about anything that we've talked about on radio, or if you need some help with your golf game, give me a call.
And if you're like me and you need some golf lessons and you want a recommendation, you got it from me.
We're gonna call it Golf Fun Education, not lessons.
GFE.
Got it.
Everything is dwindled down, boiled down to initials. You know that, right?
Right, but I don't know what we'll call it. But I want to get rid of the word lesson.
Okay.
You know,
We'll have to figure out a way to make it an acronym so it spells something.
you and I will work on it.
Okay, we'll think of something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Always fun.
Fantastic.
We will take a break. Climate Control Mechanical Services. Speaking of the heat, they're going to tell you how to get out of the heat right in your own home. We'll be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Partly sunny today. There can be a thunderstorm around, especially across the interior this afternoon. The high temperature 88 to 92. There can be a shower and thunderstorm in spots early tonight. Partly cloudy later tonight, low 71 to 75. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sun with a shower and thunderstorm or two, the high 86 to 90. Saturday, partly sunny, chance of a shower and thunderstorm, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.